Hello there and welcome to my Baldur's Gate 3 Honor Mode video. Today I would like to talk about Will with a Y. He's got an exclamation point above his head and it's permanent. I can't get it to go away even if I talk to him, even if I restart the game. Let me show you. I'm going to talk to him right now and then I'll introduce you to everyone. Here's Will.
Let's talk.
Okay, Will, let's talk. The only option I have is to let him stay at camp or to leave. The exclamation point does not go away. It's very annoying because I have about 2,000 hours in this game, just about, and my muscle memory right now is setting off alarm bells every time I see that. One of my companions has something important to say. So I'm not used to this just yet, so it's extremely annoying. So right now I'm not going to invite Will into any more of my adventures until that goes away. And it may go away after a few long rests. Here is Shadowheart.
I wasn't expecting it, but I'm glad to have some company on this journey.
Shadowheart is now a barbarian of the subclass Wild Magic.
Fine. What's on your mind?
How are you holding up? Don't be so modest. I can't remember the last time I met someone like you. Perhaps I never did. And never will again.
Alright, so that's Shadowheart. She is now a barbarian, level 15. She is no longer a healer. That her part of her life is now in the past. She has found her parents and resolved the matter, and now her parents are with her in spirit, not in body. But she is now following a different path, and I'm trying the barbarian path of the wild magic. I've done it briefly, but I've never done it that high of level. I'm going to see how it works out. Here's Minsk playing the drums. Everyone say hello to Minsk. He's still level 1. I rescued him because that is what Jaehaera wanted me to do, and we're going to go talk to Jaehaera, and then we'll go back to Minsk. Jaehaera right now, my Jaehaera is bugged. It's a hit or miss. I'm not sure what causes it, but I'm unable to use her in combat. I can do whatever I want to her in camp. We can fight, or if there's a combat in camp, sometimes rarely there is combat fights in camp, she will participate. But when out in the field outside of camp, she's not part of the team. It's a glitch. I have made a video on it. You can go check it out on my channel. You can't miss the title. It talks about the Jaehaera bug. If you've experienced too, leave a comment on that video, or this video too. Either one is fine. Now let's go back and talk with Minsk. He's a ranger and he's pretty powerful at high level. I'm not going to talk to him right now because he's just kind of, he doesn't have much up there in the head. So talking to him, sometimes you got to talk to him twice and say the same thing twice just to get to the point, and I don't want to do that right now because it's extremely annoying to talk to Minsk. That's just part of the storyline. Minsk, if you want Minsk in your party, you're going to have to deal with having to remind him of what he was even talking about in the first place. That's just how it is with Minsk. Now, Lae'zel and I are an item. I am romancing Lae'zel, and right now she's a level 15 bard. I made her a bard.
A welcome face. How can I help?
I'd like to talk about us.
My joy. Speak to me.
I'd like to kiss you, Lae'zel. Lae'zel and I have been through a lot. We fought and died together, been resurrected together. So many enemies have fallen by our 2 hands, by our 4 hands. And believe it or not, Lae'zel is holding a Githyanki egg. You gotta be real careful with Lae'zel's dialogue. You don't want to accidentally break up with her. So whenever I'm playing, especially on console, I'll take a couple seconds so I don't accidentally slip. Because sometimes it'll slip. Our muscle memory sometimes get in the way and we may accidentally click on something we don't mean to. You know what I'm talking about. So especially on honor mode, I take my time. every time. All right, I was going to show you something, and I forgot what it was. We were just talking about it. Well, let's just meet the rest of the gang. Let's go talk to Jaehaera's bug. She doesn't really have much to do as far as the game goes. This is Fionn Goldgrind, who I turn into a mummy once in a while. Her body will heal back, and she'll still be a corpse. And every single long rest, I can use her as a mummy. And that's Fionn Goldgrind. And I also have, who else do I have in my inventories here? Let me show you my inventory. I have two other NPCs. Will is carrying Lord Enver Gortash, and Minthara is carrying one of the other main character NPCs. There's main character NPCs, and then there's non-player character and non-main character. You know, the NPCs that are important. Counselor Floric, who those bodies will eventually be turned into and create undead. Okay. So let's go. Let's talk to Karlach. Karlach is my barbarian. She's the subclass of the giant.
What's on your mind?
You don't want to talk about that. That'll ruin her day. Unless you really want to. But Karlach doesn't have much more time left on this prime material plane. I'm trying to find her a cure. I'm not giving up on her. You don't want to remind her of any of her friends in Avernus. All she wants to do is just live for the day. She does not have the Emperor's powers. She told me she didn't want it, so I'm not going to force her. So, you know, we can tell her to come with us. We can leave. Karlach's on her last days, unless I can find her a cure. So she has not been in the party lately. I've been letting her get her rest. Let her have time to think. But she eventually will join our adventures again very soon. Especially we're going to be fighting the main boss at the end, which I've never done yet. Here's Astarion, resident vampire, who has not ascended yet. That's our next mission. My next mission is going to be to ascend Astarion before I fight Orin, which is the last boss. For those that are wondering, for those that have probably figured it out already, Orin I saved for last.
What can I do for you, my friend?
I did not force Astarion to give me the +2 potion of strength in Moonrise Towers. Astarion and I are pals, and that's it. We're just good buddies. You don't want to talk about Astarion's past. Now, Gale here is my badass resident wizard. He's level 15, and he's a supreme elixir. No, wait. That's what he drank a supreme elixir arcane of cultivation. He's an arcane ward absolutist. Wait a minute. Not.
On your mind?
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say that. I meant his subclass. There's something to do with that. I don't know why I said absolutist. That was the wrong word. But Gale's subclass.
I've often asked myself the same question. Never really found a satisfactory answer. He clearly sees something in me that I can't. The wisdom and intelligence required to overcome almost insurmountable odds, perhaps? Or the stupidity required to attempt it. I take it as a compliment either way. You don't get to be 13 centuries old without becoming a sound judge of character. And cheese, apparently.
All right, I was going to show you Lae'zel's egg that she's carrying. Lae'zel is carrying an egg. Let me show you. We have ourselves a Githyanki egg, which I think is going to hatch. I don't know if that's even written into the story, but Lae'zel told me if we hang on to it, if she hangs on to it herself, it will hatch. So I'm just waiting for that to happen. And that's pretty cool. There's a whole story behind that, which we won't get into. You may already know the whole story behind the Githyanki egg, but I have it. And that's a good thing. I'd say I'm about 80% complete with this game. I've killed the dragon, which then I got the helmet, which Minthara is wearing. And we're going to talk to Minthara in a moment. Let's do that now.
Still alive.
Let's go talk with Minthara. Oh, here's my hireling, who's a monk. That's my only hireling. This dude right here, he makes soup for the camp.
I made soup. Want some?
Yes, I do.
Slurp happy.
I buy the soup that he makes every single day because right now my camp supplies, I'm only at 743. And on honor mode, that's kind of low. Or that's about average. But usually I'm in over at least 1,000 is like what I like to keep it at. I like to keep my camp supplies at 1,000. So 743 camp supplies. That's getting a little low, but it's not bad. We're going to go talk to Minthara now. Minthara is my favorite. I'm always getting into trouble with Minthara. And Minthara is the reason why Shadowheart broke up with me. Minthara is the reason why Karlach broke up with me. Minthara is the reason why Lae'zel broke up with me. I just couldn't help myself. But this time I turned Minthara down. It was tough to do, but I had to do it. Her and I are just friends this time. And I am romancing Lae'zel to the fullest. So far I've been completely faithful to Lae'zel this honor mode playthrough. We're going to ask her about Ketheric. She must be glad that Ketheric is dead. We're going to ask her that.
I take no pleasure in his passing. Whatever faults he may have had, Ketheric was a great leader. No more than you or I. Life was crueler to him than death. It is no great wonder that he found his strength in Merkel. I believe he was an honorable man, but the gods used him as their plaything. First Shah and her sister, then the three behind the Absolute. I sympathize.
Yeah, the Lord of Bones, Ketheric Thorm. We defeated him. I guess there's some more dialogue I got to do here. What should we say? Do you think he could have been redeemed? No. Does it? Right.
As are we. And if the coming battle breaks us, I hope that someone will mourn our passing, despite the bodies we have left in our wake.
All right. There's a lot of dialogue with Minthara, but most of this is for if you want to get her on your good side, and if you give the right answers, if you advance the dialogue enough, she'll like you. And if you want to romance her and get her on your good side, or you can wait and save them for later. If she starts to dislike you a little bit because of some of the choices you made, you can talk to her again and get her attitude towards you to go to the higher side, if that's what you need. If you want to keep some of your companions, it's a hard juggle with some of the companions to keep them all happy. And that's just what a leader has to go through. That's just part of being a leader, as everyone knows. And that's just the way it goes in Baldur's Gate 3 Honor Mode. This devil right here, even she wanted to get with me, but I turned her down. She's the reason why Will got his warlock powers, but I made Will a fighter. I made Lae'zel a bard. Minthara is still a paladin. Shadowheart is now a barbarian of the wild magic. And over there, Karlach is the barbarian of the Path of the Giants. And then Jaehaera is the druid, level 15. But she's bugged from my playthrough, but she still does the dialogues for the story. Even though I can't use her in combat. And once again, you can watch my video and it talks all about it. But I can use her for the important dialogue to advance the story, and that's the only thing that matters. But Jaehaera is a very powerful druid at high levels. Very powerful. And then the Astarion, of course, he's a rogue. I got him as a rogue thief. And then Gale. Not an absolutist, but his subclass is something else. So it's on the tip of my tongue. It's the one where he gets Arcane Ward. But anyway, he's the one that makes my potions. Even though he doesn't make extras, There's a certain subclass of wizard where if you have a high enough medicine check every time you make a potion, you have the opportunity to make 2 instead of 1, and I think you make more extracts. But that requires a different subclass of wizard, and it's less powerful in combat. But you get to make more potions because of it. But, I mean, it may be helpful. Like right now, I've only got like 2 potions of haste left, and I'd like more than that. You always want to have at least 2 potions of speed on you at all times. Have a good day, everyone. Hit the like button and subscribe. Thanks for watching. This has been a Baldur's Gate 3 Honor Mode 3 update. Baldur's Gate 3 Honor Mode update on Suffice to Say's channel. Hit that like button and subscribe.